Joining us this week on Uncontested Investing is Levi Blum, the founder of My Partner Loan. Since entering the lending industry in 2019, Levi has dedicated himself to helping both new and seasoned investors gain access to creative financing solutions. His company funds deals across most U.S. states, offering options for projects of all sizes, from small ventures to large commercial spaces. Levi's passion for innovative financing has made him a trusted partner for investors nationwide. Levi, we're excited to dive into your insights and experience. Let's get started. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Uncontested Investing, and welcome to Levi Blum, CFO and founder of My Partner Loan. Levi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I think the best place to start is your start in the industry. I love getting a little bit of background on the guests, just letting us know what really intrigued you about the real estate industry and what was it like when you decided to make a breakthrough and get your start here.
All right. So basically, I was born and raised in France, Paris, France. Went through high school, came here for college. After college, I started working in the technology industry. We started as a office equipment, leasing and financing as well. So there was a lot of financing involved. After a few years, we switched to IT services, document management. After being in the industry for 20 years, I decided it's time for a change. Somebody came up to me while I was working and introduced me to commercial debt financing, and I was able to do it as a side hustle. And I took upon myself to try it out. I didn't have to invest so much money, just knowledge. And I started doing it as a side hustle. I used to go to the networking event. It was prior to COVID, so there was a lot of networking events. And what I realized is that a lot of people were listening to me. When you come up to a business owner or an investor and you talk about getting access to money, even though they're not in the market today, but they are interested because eventually they will need to get access to that money. And basically, at that point, since I needed to work and get my salary from my technology industry, and it's very hard when you are in an industry for 20 years to just let go, especially when you have a family. I started doing it on the side. Eventually, COVID came around, unfortunately. That pushed me to actually open up my own company, mypartnerloan.com, and started doing it full time. I was home. I figured, let me try to do something productive. And that's what I did. 2 days after COVID, everything closed down. I started working on a website. I have no skills. So I realized I have no skills to build a website. I figure I have time. After 2 weeks, I gave up and I got somebody to put a website together, open up an LLC. And then I had to learn also how to use social media to connect with people outside my backyard, just because with what I do is I don't only finance deals in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area. I go all the way to Florida, California, and other places as well.
Awesome. All topics that we're going to get into throughout the episode. I appreciate the background. And I love having guests on that had a professional career and then made the switch to get into real estate investing. Because one of the things I want to ask you about is, one, you mentioned sales, tech, and document management, all skills that translate very well to the real estate industry. So how much of an asset do you think that previous career experience was?
It helped me a lot. I mean, when you do have a sales career for 20 plus years, it gives you the confidence to be able to open up your own company. I had to work on my marketing skills. I had to also learn how to use social media in a effective way. I started in 1999, so everything was cold calling and meeting people, knocking on doors. I don't think personally that works anymore. I mean, you get a lot of voicemails. So I had to learn how to use social media at my age properly to be able to connect with people, which will eventually translate to meeting people on the Zoom, because it's hard to meet face-to-face when somebody is in North Carolina and I'm here in New York. And, I got better and better at it. I had to take classes. And I had to pay some classes, some were free, through YouTube. And I've been working on it since then and getting better and better every day.
Yeah, no, and it's all about those minor improvements that, make the difference over time. And I just harp on it because there's a lot of people out there in a similar situation that you were, maybe 5-6 years ago, and they're on the fence about getting into investing or switching careers, and they may be working on the skills necessary to succeed in this industry without even knowing it. So they should come in more confidently. One of the things that you offer, though, is loan products for small businesses as well as investors. How gratifying is that for you to kind of be a small business yourself and being able to give back to those small businesses, offering them loan options? Was that something that you planned on when you first got into it, or did you kind of just get the bug and you wanted to offer as many products as possible in small businesses were another outlet?
So I started as basically providing access to financing to real estate investors. And eventually, I learned much more about the industry, and I realized that there are some programs out there that do help business owners to purchase real estate. So I'm still within the real estate mindset. So, for example, a restaurant that actually rents right now a storefront and looking eventually to buy instead of paying for rent, we have some loan program, which is the SBA loan, SBC loans program. And I figure if I'm already working with real estate, it's the same idea. Instead of getting access to financing to someone for investment purposes, non-owner occupied, which what we call in our industry, why can I help a business owner if they want to buy a storefront, warehouse, office space? It's related to real estate, so I might as well get involved in it.
Yeah. And, a step further, you offer over 100 loan products, and that level of customization doesn't happen overnight. So what kind of work went into that? I'm sure there's a lot of people that may be listening to this that are in a similar position that you were in, and they want to kind of expand their product offerings. Can you kind of peel back a few layers and let us know, what it takes to kind of get to that level?
Yep, 100%. I started it as just working with RCN, being the wholesaler for small, 1 to 4 units. And then I figure if I'm already in the industry, the worst thing is if somebody calls me up and looking for, $20 million for 200 units. And to tell that person that reach out to me because they actually saw they saw my post on LinkedIn, say I can do anything for you, see you later, that would be very painful. So I figured, let me partner with other, finance company. So I started partnering with agencies, community banks, credit unions, and people that provide like RCN, like DSCR loan and bridge loan. And I figured that's also why should someone come to me to the business with me versus someone else, because I can offer a variety of options. And this is great for an investor because when you go to one place, you get only whatever they offer. When they come, when they actually reach out to me, I try to find the best terms, the best deal, whatever makes sense for the person, whether it's a quick turnaround, whether it's a high LTV, whether it's a better rate. I try my best to work with different institutions that I actually sign a contract with, and I do know how to actually handle a transaction. That's why I partner with them, and I know that they are reliable and they are responsive to me when I have a question, which translates being responsive to my to the investor / borrower.
Awesome. Well, Levi, this is setting up for a really interesting conversation. Appreciate your time so far. We're going to take a quick break. Our sponsors are going to jump in here, and we'll be right back with the Money Making Minute. So thank you.
Thank you.
REI Inc. is the premier monthly publication for real estate investors. Dive into a wealth of expert insights and knowledge from industry leaders and gain valuable regional market insights, ensuring you always have the best information right at your fingertips. Visit REIInc.com to elevate your real estate investment game today. And we're back with this week's guest on Uncontested Investing. It's Levi Blum, CFO and founder of My Partner Loan. Levi, we're going to put you on the spot for the first time today with the Money Making Minute. So again, a quick reminder, this is anything, right? It can be an investment strategy, an app that you use to track productivity, a skill, a habit, even a daily part of your routine. We've had guests kind of run the gamut in that regard of, anything that you think leads to part of your success, anything that you want to share with our guests that they can start utilizing heading into 2025. Make them more successful. So let's hear it, the Money Making Minute.
So I've been using social media to be able to network with people out of my state, which is New York State. I've been using LinkedIn a lot. I hope everybody can actually check me out on LinkedIn. I do post daily information to educate new and experienced investors. I also comment on other people's posts as well, so that's how you connect with people. And the goal is to eventually, once the other person sees me involved in their post, they actually will reach out to me. I will reach out to them. Once we know each other, if I reach out to you, it's not a cold call. It's not a cold DM. It's, Levi, I've been following you. I've been commenting on your post. I would love to take our, relationship to the next step. Let's jump on the Zoom together. And this is how I was able to connect. By now, I have close to 8,000 followers on LinkedIn. I mean, it's big for me. It might not be big for somebody else, but for me, it's a big, accomplishment. It's very hard. It's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. I'm posting daily, Monday through Friday. I have a post that goes out at 7:30 a.m. every single day, unless I'm not feeling well. And then from there, I do comment on people, answering DMs, sending DMs as well, scheduling meetings on Zoom. And I feel this is the best way to get in touch with investors. And also the fact that I do post a lot of educational. I will not post how great I am, how fast my turnaround time is, that I have the best rate out there, because we're all competitive. We're all, pretty much offering the same idea. People are looking for somebody who's going to babysit them and be able to communicate. And the fact that I work for myself, I do not close my shop at 5 p.m. You can actually reach out to me as long as you pre-schedule. 7 p.m. I've had Zoom meetings at 10 p.m. as well. And sometimes I've had Zoom meetings at 6 a.m. A lot of people do work, have 9 to 5, and they want to reach out before or after or during their lunchtime. And I make myself available if I'm able to. So I'll be more than happy to help you, to give you a quote. Again, reach out to me and I'll try my best to give you the best term which I can get access to out there.
Levi, the one thing I want to follow up regarding that is the difference between an active social media presence that is your personality and leading with education and advice and communicating what social media is for, rather than that sales pitch attitude of trying to close loans through social media. How did that come about for you? Was that just something that was a natural fit? You kind of saw the landscape and wanted to provide that personality and presence rather than the sales pitch? Did you try the sales pitch first and realize it didn't work? What kind of trial and error went into that?
So actually, when I receive myself on a daily basis, people that reach out to me on a DM and trying to sell me on the spot, it's a big turnoff. You don't want to reach out to that person because they have one thing in mind, just make a, sell and then just go away. Which people that are successful, and I'm following a lot of successful people on social media, and the best approach is, well, when you go to a networking event, would you go to someone and tell the person, I can get you better insurance or better term on? You have no idea what that person currently has. Do they have insurance? Do they not have insurance? So, you have to build trust. People want to know that you are real. And that's why you have to basically post a little bit about yourself, a little bit. You don't have to uncover your life and your family, but you have to, they want to know who you are as well. They want to make sure that they're talking to a human being, which is not a personality because I'm very, reserved, but I had to work on myself. Yeah. And I think people, once they see you daily, getting involved, posting, commenting, sending DMs, jumping on Zoom, you build trust, and then people want to actually reach out to you. And that's why I realize the best way to connect with people is by educating people. How do I educate people? I do read a lot about the real estate industry. When I find out, to 2025, that state will be, a hot spot for, industrial or, multifamily. I put a post together. I also learned from many people that I follow and also follow me. When you see somebody that has a lot of comments and they get a lot of reaction, you have to see what are they doing right, and then try to basically not copy what they do, but maybe just the format, maybe it's the size of the paragraph. You have to add small paragraph. I mean, there's a lot of things goes into it. Yeah. And I was very lucky that a lot of people that I follow on LinkedIn, we ended up on the Zoom meeting, and they gave me 1 or 2 tips to get better at it. So you timed that by 10 people. I had basically a bag full of tips, which allowed me to get better at it.
Nice. Yeah, that sales pitch isn't always the best icebreaker. So
no, not at all.
I appreciate that, because, a lot of people need to hear those lessons or just need them reiterated, right? Social media definitely serves a purpose, and maybe the end goal is getting that sale, closing that loan with someone, but you can't start with that because, as you said, it does turn people off. There was another thing that you mentioned in there that I want to expand on a little bit. Something that your website offers is an educational blog. So, how did that come about? Again, you're probably learning yourself, as you said, and you want to turn around and share that knowledge. So, how did you decide to start a blog?
So when I put my website together, not myself, somebody put it together for me myself, and I figured people want to learn. I didn't want to target only experienced investors. I wanted to target also people that are dying to get out of their 9 to 5. And I figured they have to learn, they have to realize how it's not rocket science to invest in real estate. You just have to be in touch with the right people. And I started doing a blog, and then eventually the blog turned into social media. So instead of using a blog now, people like better to, you can reach many, more people by using a social media. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, you're going to get on a daily basis, some educational, information about real estate. It can be about financing. And one last thing I'm going to tell people that don't have experience, you should get in touch with finance broker or and an insurance broker as well prior to making an offer on a property. So you have an idea like what should I be expecting? How much money I need to come up to put down? The worst thing is finding a property and then they tell you that, that you have to put 20% down and you don't have that amount. Even if you don't have that amount, I come up personally with creative idea how you can actually get involved in real estate, even if you don't have the cash in hand. There's many ways I try to come up with, partnering with somebody that has, the cash in hand a lot of times, and then you have the knowledge. So a lot of times people, are willing to invest with you. But I have also other option, creative option that all the time reach out to me or to anybody else, but preferably to me. And I'll be more than happy to educate. Even if we don't do business together, I don't mind making new friends. That's what social media is all about, just networking and connecting with new people.
Yeah. I think another level of that, though, is the trade show aspect of the industry. Social media certainly does serve a purpose, but I think the farther we move away from COVID, a lot of people are interacting again in person at trade shows. How much of an asset has that been for you, for your business personally? And then on the flip side, how much would you recommend that to investors of taking that step to go to a trade show because they can meet people like you, other people, other professionals in the industry that can help elevate their business?
So it's definitely a good idea. The thing is, if you are located in one state and you're going to travel and spend 2 days traveling somewhere and paying for a hotel and a car, you have to make sure that trade show is worth going. I mean, a lot of trade shows are a waste of time. Picking up cars, it's great, but then, you want to be able to, I think before you go to a trade show, you have to decide what exactly you're looking to get out. Are you looking to connect with people, 10 new investors, 5 new investors? Are you looking to whatever maybe your goal and your purpose? If you end up flying every single, everywhere for the trade show, a lot of time you're going to be spending money and the outcome might not be worth it. You have to research those trade shows. You have to make sure that they are worth your while. For me, I work mainly at finance properties all over the country, from, the East Coast to the West Coast. So a lot of time for me to jump on a plane. I also have a family, but to jump on a plane every week or every 2 weeks, as of today, it does not make sense, financially. Things may change down the line, but I think it's worth it also to have to go back to the real old-fashioned human connection, face to face.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a good reminder to do that research ahead of time. Not every trade show is created equal.
100%.
Others or some have worked years to build up a reputation and they've earned it. Others might not be the right fit. So a good thing for investors to remember out there is definitely do your research before hitting the road, booking those flights, all that good stuff. Another thing, going back to you personally, your business, your website, is the customer service, right? Everybody wants good customer service. Everybody wants to promote that on their website. Everybody strives to achieve that when they start a business. Other than some of the things that you may have laid out already, what are some things that you key in on when you're thinking about customer service, how you're interacting with people that want to work with you?
So one of the many reasons why people want to do business with me is because there's 3 people involved in the transaction. There's myself, the borrower, and the wholesaler. And what I've realized in financing, when you finance, property purchase or, refinancing, when there's too many people involved in a transaction, a lot of things fall through the cracks and everybody blames each other. We misplace the document. And the worst thing for a borrower is when you reach back to them and you say, we're missing the insurance document, and they actually sent it to you 2 weeks ago. This is really like a major red flag. So, and then you have one chance, it's like, you have one chance to mess it up. And then, the person's not going to want to do business with you because it shows that you're not organized. Over here, there's myself. I'm talking with the borrower the whole time. I'm answering question and I'm talking to the wholesaler and I'm getting those answers from them. So there is a open line of communication, and I don't have to wait for, Peter is not here today, he went on vacation, so I can get an answer for 2 weeks, or, that person is not here because her son was not feeling well and you can go to school, and, she had to work from home, but she can't really work from home. So I figured, the way I put it together, I think it's easier, faster, more efficient for the borrower. That's the main thing. Also the fact, as I mentioned in the beginning, that I'm not 9 to 5, you can reach out to me at 7 p.m. Do not reach out to me at 3 a.m. because I do sleep. And, sometimes I do close my phone at night when, I have a family. But if you pre-schedule, there's a link on my LinkedIn as well to my calendar, and you can pre-schedule something. And I will make myself available, even if it's 10 o'clock at night or 7 o'clock at night. I'm more like task-oriented. Mm-hmm. So if I have to finish something, get documents, pass it on to my wholesaler, make sure all the documents I put in together in the file so they can go into the underwriting department first thing tomorrow morning, I will not close my computer until this is done.
Yep. That's the kind of attitude you need to be successful. I appreciate the insight. I'm sure our audience has appreciated so far as well. So we'll be right back with the deal breaker, deal maker. So everybody stay tuned. Thank you again, Levi.
Thank you.
My Partner Loan specializes in providing expertise regarding commercial real estate debt financing. Their extensive loan product offerings include credit union loans, bridge loans, long-term options, as well as SBA and SBC loan programs. Reach out to My Partner Loan today to learn more. Today, we're joined by Levi Blum, the CFO and founder of My Partner Loan. Levi, we've got the deal breaker, deal maker up next for you. So again, this is going to be a pivotal moment in your career, a turning point, something or a specific day that you can point back to that's really led to your success, put you where you are now. So let's hear it from your perspective, your deal breaker, deal maker.
So I was working for 20 years for different companies. I started working for a mid-sized company located in Brooklyn. I wanted to try the Fortune 500 corporate of America. I went there as well. And it's very hard when you have a family, especially, just to quit your job and start, opening your own company, especially if you're relying on your paycheck to, pay your bills. What happened to me, unfortunately, when COVID did a lot of negative things in the US and in the world, but for me, it allowed me to take the time to open up my LLC and started my business. What I tell people that want to start investing in real estate, or you maybe want to become like a broker, to be able to provide the financing to real estate investors, you can do it on the side. You're going to have to compromise a lot of your Sundays and happy hours at night, and whatever other party you might decline, some birthday party as well. But it's going to take a couple years. You're going to have to work hard. It demands a lot of commitment. You're not going to see the fruit of your labor right away. You might have to work, a year or two before you close your first deal. But once you start on the side, and then eventually, once your business starts to pick up, eventually you'll be able to, just give up your W-2 job and then focus 100%. I was lucky in some ways. I was forced. I was, I'm in New York City and everything closed down. And I knew we were going to be closed for a long time. And I figured, let me use that time to do something productive. And I jumped right away. Within 2 days, I started working on it. And I've been doing it since then. And I like it. And there's less stress. There is, less wasting time, commuting to an office. And I'm very happy with my decision.
Another great answer, Levi. Thank you so much for sharing that, kind of conquering that fear, if you will, starting that LLC, making that decision. You have that DIY entrepreneurial spirit, and you exemplify that in how you gained your knowledge, how you kind of got your foot in the door in this industry. You did a lot of the educational stuff by yourself, right? Videos on YouTube. A lot of times on uncontested investing, we talk about people that are able to find mentors, peers in the industry. And I'm sure maybe you have a few of those, but I kind of want to hear your perspective on how that journey was for you, learning on YouTube, learning on the fly, and, just expanding your knowledge in a different route than some people do.
So, coming from another industry, I had to learn a lot about, what DSCR means, what a bridge loan, what is a bridge loan good for, and so on and so forth. And I had to learn, and the only way for me to learn was using YouTube videos. There's a lot of good information that you can, basically get on YouTube. I also had some, I used not very little, paid courses also to use how to use social media in an efficient way, how to get access through Facebook to email addresses. I have a 10,000 email address on my Excel that I can actually promote, with sending emails to those 10,000 people. YouTube was a very big for me, as well as you can use social media. I follow a lot of people on social media. It can be LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever social media platform you use. They are willing to help and share some great tips with investors. Even if you pick up 2-3 tips per investor, a lot of big successful investors are basically on social media just to help share knowledge, and you should maximize that.
Definitely. So for you yourself, you've been at My Partner Loan for a few years now, starting that company. Have you allowed yourself to think about the next chapter? Any goals that you're setting for yourself next year?
I have goals. I would like to get involved in a larger size project. I do have a lot of syndicators that I am in touch with all over the country. And my goal is to be able to work with syndicators that they have repeat business, large size as well. And I'm still going to work with, if you have $100,000 in a single family that you're looking for financing, I'll be able to help you. But I'm also trying to focus a lot more on the, larger scale project all over the country, whether you're buying in 10 units, 20, 30, 40 units. I've closed some of them, but I want to be able to close more and build up relationship so people know that, if you're looking at a project, you can reach out to me right away. We have a relationship, and we can, for a fact that you can trust me, and I will get things done in a timely fashion.
And I ask because, again, this industry is very easy to get locked in on the day-to-day process. What does this client need today? What documents do I need to collect? What phone calls do I need to make? It's important to still set those long-term goals, right? Have something that you're trying to strive for, be better at. So I appreciate the insight there as well. And another component of that is, what do you do outside of real estate that you feel refreshes or recharges you, right? Is there a passion project? Is there a hobby that you have? Something that, you can kind of turn that real estate brain off just for a little bit, recharge, and be better when you get back to that desk for My Partner Loan.
As you mentioned, basically, as a loan officer, you have to look at 10 deals before you're able to process one. Okay, a lot of them, they look great. What I've learned after many years being in the industry is, do not get excited when you get somebody calling you and they're looking for $20 million until you get the commission check, because many things can go wrong, and many things do go wrong. And maybe out of 10, 20, you're only going to get one of those deals if you're lucky. So, you do have to, and you cannot take it personally. You cannot be emotionally involved in to a deal. It's all numbers. It has to make sense for you. It has to make sense to the borrower mainly. It has to make sense to the wholesaler as well. So when I get a phone call and somebody's looking for $20 million, I listen, I take notes. It's all logic. Then I try to do my homework, see if it's possible. I pre-qualify, which was something that I had to work on originally in the beginning, because pre-qualifying will let me know if you're able to do business with, if I'm able to do business with you or not. I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste my time, and for sure I don't want to waste the wholesaler's time. So I've got much better at pre-qualifying. Something that I do is, exercise does help. A lot of time I come up with idea on what to post on social media while I'm running. I don't know why exactly. Exercise, eat healthy also, because you deal with a lot of stress. I start my day 7:30 a.m. That's when my post goes out, and then I have a block time, to comment on people, to reply to DMs, to put deals together, to put quotes together, and I block time on my calendar to make sure that I know for a fact 11 o'clock, I'm not commenting anymore. This is when I'm supposed to send out 60 DM per day, and so on and so forth. And you have to make time to take a break, 2 breaks, and then 1 break in the morning, 1 break in the afternoon. We take 15 minutes, just walk around the building, or you just have a coffee. And, exercising, eating right also, it's good, and that's pretty much what I do to be able to unwind and from a stressful day sometimes.
Got to take care of yourself to take care of your customer.
That's why self-care is very important, especially when you're an entrepreneur.
Love it. Well, Levi, this has been enlightening today, inspiring, motivating. You've been a great guest, so I appreciate the time you've lent to our audience here at Uncontested Investing. Last thing to do is, how do people reach out to you, right? You're active on social media. You have a website. You want to be able to give a little plug here and, let people know how they can find you and ask some questions because you're a wealth of knowledge and you're ready to help.
So you can reach me on LinkedIn. You're looking at Levi Blum, LeviBlum. There's 2 of them, and I'm the one that's you're going to see a loan officer at mypartnerloan.com. You can reach out via my website, or you can email me at leviblum@mypartnerloan.com. Or you can call me 646-629-6490. And even if you have a question, if you're not looking to do business today, it's fine. I'm looking to connect with people, and that's why I use social media, and that's why I recommend to everyone listening. When you want to use social media, do not get on social media to sell something. Just use social media to connect with people, and I've made a lot of great connection. People that we became friends, and we have some, sometimes phone calls about, personal and life, and that's what I'm out there for.
Yeah, nice. Well, audience too, listeners, some of that information will be in the link in the bio of the YouTube video as well if you want more information on how to reach Levi. And again, Levi, thank you so much. This has been a great interview. I appreciate your time. For our audience, we'll see you all in the next episode of Uncontested Investing.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for listening to Uncontested Investing. Questions about today's episode or the podcast? Email podcast@rcncapital.com and make sure to follow REI Inc. magazine on LinkedIn and Facebook and RCN Capital on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. See you all next time.